shit back end. Absolute rocket ship.
Exploding. Oh no, it's exploding! It's exploding!
Welcome to No Fabs. Morning boys, today we've got an Audi RS3 8Y for you. First one for me, never done one of these before. Not too sure how this is going to come out. So it is a GPF model. At the moment, customer has got valves unplugged. He's got them in open position, then unplugged them. He's trying to extract every decibel of noise he can out of it. So option for this, we're going to get a Milltek or something along them lines. But he's been recommended to us. We've done a few of his pals. So we are going to be doing a valved exhaust on it today. See if we can get some noise. Now, I'm expecting this. Well, if you've watched this channel before, you've seen Golf R ones we've done. You've seen RS3 ones we've done on there. Always absolutely night and day difference. With this being a GPF model, not too sure what it's going to come out like. There's going to be some difference, definitely, with valve open and closed, but we're not too sure if it's going to be savage or if it's just going to be a bit mellow. We're not too sure. First one, hence why I'm doing video. So, sounds good already with valves unplugged. Let's get a rev and we'll get cracking, shall we? So this is before we do anything. Standard exhaust, as far as I'm aware, just valves are unplugged. It don't let you rev it much, so. So as you can tell, we've got more intake noise than we have exhaust noise. He did say that he's put an induction kit on it, and he said he's got more intake noise than he has exhaust noise when he's driving. Let's try and change it then, boys. Let's get it up in air. Let's have a look what we've got, what we're dealing with, and we'll get cracking. Come on then, let's have a little look together at what we've got. So here's the back box. In all honesty, doesn't look a great deal different to the 8V ones, except this one's got fake tailpipes. So the tailpipes are part of the bumper, and the pipes sort of just sit behind it, look. Yeah. And then the middle bit looks exactly the same as what an 8V does. Twin silencers, and then it merges into one. The only difference here is this has now got OPFs or GPFs, gasoline particulate filters. These are what are ruining all the fun on a lot of these newer cars. So DPFs was a thing from like 2009 on diesels, but then they brought them in on petrols, and yeah, just ruins all your sound on your RS3s, on your M3s, on your C63s. They all sound pants with these in place. However, if you remove him, it is illegal to use on a UK road. As you can imagine, this is a 22 model, I think, something like that. And the owner of this, he doesn't want to make it illegal. He wants to keep it legal for road use, which is understandable. So we'll be going from that joint there. Them two clamps is where we'll be working from. We'll merge it straight into one big pipe, into 3-inch. We're not going to put a mid silencer in it, just because I don't think it's going to make night and day difference if we do. So we're going to run this straight pipe, essentially, into a valve back box. Now, I'll explain a little bit further how we're going to do the back box in a second. We'll get this one off first, and we'll go from there. You see, look, he's got his valves unplugged up there, and he's just tucked them away, I think. Yeah, he's put a rubber glove on them, look, and he's just tucked them up there. Let's get cracking then, boys. Let's get this one off. So I've made a couple of components now. There is the split, the 2-to-1, so RS3s run twin pipes what come out at cats, then they merge into one as factory. So that's what that's going to do now. That's a 2.5-inch split into a 3-inch mid pipe. So that's going to be the takeoff, what we take from the bottom of the down pipe. Then obviously when we get to the back, we need to split it again back from a single pipe. That's what that one is. Now I've not showed you too much of that, just because regular channel watchers will have seen me make all these components a million times, especially those ones, Y pipes. That one, I wasn't too sure how I was going to do it, so I just kind of winged it. I didn't want it to be 20 minutes of me trying to get that right. To be fair, I got it pretty quick anyway, but yeah, that's that done. That'll need welding shortly, but we're going to get all this mid-pipe all boxed together now, right up to the back where the V-band's going to go on this. Once mid-pipe's done, we'll start mocking that back bit up, get some wiring done, yada, yada, yada. Let's get this mid-pipe done. Just putting down a little bit like that. So. You know what, I reckon that's just parallel, Miss M.
Is it?
I think so.
Try to mark it anyway, yeah?
Yeah, because you can twist it with that bend, so.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
Right, Get them on first. That bit's on there, look nicely. We've just marked, I'm gonna have to take it off now, I've just marked that to other bit. So we'll get them two together. Try and get this bit to here done first, and then we've got another 90 and then a 90 here. But we'll finish this here, then we'll need to kick it up a little bit into a V-band, and that's where the mid-pipe will finish. We get some hangers on it. Once that's welded up, we'll get back bits started. Pump that stand up a bit now. Yep. Prop at that, come down a touch. Yep. It's a bit of an happy medium here, got to be like in between there and there's the good. Okay, right, mid-pipe is on. So now I've got two 90s there. Luckily, I've already got them cut right here on the floor. Oh, we are looking close to that diff. Oh. So there you go, guys. We don't get it perfect every time. Just royally cock that up. I've cut an inch off of that. Measurements were off and it doesn't fit around diff. So I'm gonna have to put that bend to one side. No, we probably won't use it. We'll use it for something else. Can't get it perfect every time, can you? We'll try that again. Need to cut another one, but cut the leg length one side, on one side only. I've done it on both sides. Mess up is sorted, we think. That's, let me hold it and you'll mark it.
Black will be right.
You got a pen?
No.
Pen here in my pocket. Move these guys around so they can see what's happening. Look straight.
Trying to get that V-band end and
We've got to put a bend up on it yet anyway, but yeah, that's absolutely cock on at that.
Yeah, great, pen then. So it changes its mind. You can just have a look, make sure it's not pointing up or down.
I've not been doing so great with footage on this one, to be fair. A little bit behind on work, a little bit stressed with work, so I've not been doing as much footage as I would have liked. So let me give you a little sit rep of where we're at. Quite a little bit further on now, but we've still got plenty to do. Don't be fooled with that. So let me show you. So this mid-pipe now is all welded. There's no hangers on there at the minute. We still need to put some hangers on there, but it's all welded up. All the way onto there, V-band, that's welded. Onto split, that's also welded. Now we have actually also made these parts that go up here. So it's like a 45-degree bend, then another 45, then the valve goes there, then there'll be a little bit of straight from the valve. Obviously lines up to the tailpipes either side. And then when it comes out of the box, there's going to be a smaller pipe what sits at the side of the bigger pipe, pretty much like this one, look. Pretty much like the factory one where you've got a big pipe and a small pipe. We're going to replicate that as such. They're down here, look, on the floor. So they're all tacked together. Connor's going to buzz them up now. And while Connor's welding them up, we are going to get the wiring done. So we've got to get two valves working off the same wire. That's going to be our job now. We're going to tidy this bench up because it's a mess. Get all this iron filings out of the way. And then we're going to do them electrics together. Here we go then. So this is what we've got. This is the loom, what we're going to use for these valves. However, they come with these tacky horrible switches. We don't want to use them. And also, this is on two individual looms, so one's for one valve, one's for the other. We don't want that. We want one loom to control both valves. So let's show you how we're going to do it, shall we? First things first, we're going to... Is that about long enough? Yeah. This sound. Right, we're going to cut that off. All that now, irrelevant. That's the only bit we want. We're going to strip that back. And then we're going to strip each wire. Just like that. Right, next. We're going to unravel this one. I do apologise, the content on this one's not as good as usual, boys. I'm just a little bit busy, that's all. I'm trying. Right. Now we're going to cut this one a little bit longer. We're going to cut that one about there. So you can imagine we're going to be coming through boot floor. We want one valve wire longer than the other because obviously one's got to go to the other side. Right, put that on there. Need to strip this one off. Again, exactly the same as that one. Now we are going to solder and we're going to heat shrink all these, so they'll be perfect when we're done. Clip that off there. That one off there. Right, black to black, white to white, red to red. Easy peasy, eh? Let's get this flux open. So this is just solder, used for soldering wires together. This is flux. Flux is what you put on your joint, helps a nice flow, cleans the joint as it goes. And it's that easy really. Oh, hang on, I forgot my holding apparatus. We need to do the exact same with the other end, because we've got to join them back to the loom. Alright, now comes the important part. We need to put some heat shrink on these. So, key is not to forget to do it. Ask me how I know. I've done it many a time. So we're going to put one big thick bit on, because that's going to go over all of them. And now we need some smaller bits. So I've only got red. We'll use red. I'm not going to see it anyway. Gotcha. Right. So we've got all right colours to all right colours. Bit of heat shrink over each one. Right, now we're going to use the other part of my soldering iron, which is a hot air blower. Alright, they're all heat shrunk together. The last bit now is the big one. Pull the big one over the top of them all. Seal all that in and make a nice... Right, shrink that on. Right then, so we've crossed that bridge now. We've got one wiring loom controlling two valves all linked together. That's that sorted. The next part then is we want to get rid of this tacky switch and we want to wire it onto a wireless receiver. So here's the receiver, here's the fobs. We need to snip these off here. Trying to cut my finger end off. Come on Nathan, what on earth are you doing? Right, that's the end of the switch. We don't want that anymore. That's tacky and horrible. Right, let's get these in here. And then last but not least, the white one usually goes in this bottom one, but I'm going to try something new on this. So if you put the white one in the bottom one, it makes the valves default closed. Now on this, I'm going to try it in there, and I'm going to see if it defaults to open. Because if it does, that's going to save me a bit of an hassle on a job I've got in January where a guy were wanting that and I weren't sure if I could do it. So I'm going to just get a whirl now and try it. So before I box all that up, I'm just going to leave that at that, shut that lid. I'm going to get boost pack, plug it into them valves, and I'm just going to see what happens. So let's give some power to this and see what happens. When I clip this on, I'm hoping that that's going to open. Yes, it does. So that means that that is now the default position. So every time he turns his ignition on, the valves will be in open position, which is good. If I take that off, does the valve close? No. So that means the valves permanently stay open until, so that, that's a little bit of a problem. It's doing what I want, but it's working backwards. Right. What's going to be the solution to that then? Not sure. So usually, you see you've got on and off. Usually I have on as noise on, off as noise off. On this one it might have to work the opposite way around because he's got the valves unplugged, so he wanted it in a loud mode all the time. So I think we're going to have it as on is on for quiet mode. We'll see. I'll have a quick read the instructions, see if I can program it opposite way around, but probably not. So far I've done absolutely terrible at recording this. It's going to be like the world's worst YouTube video because I've not actually filmed any of it, or I've just been trying but not been able to. Anyway, let me show you where I'm at now. I'm going to try and get a little bit more detail in there. Here's where we're at now. Mid pipe, completely welded up, split, done. All this is all welded. V-band, back split, done, all welded. These are complete now. Valves are in there. We're pointing at the bumper holes. I'll show you through here, look. We're pointing at the bumper holes, both sides. That one too. They're all welded, but they need welding here now. They need tacking on at least. In fact, no, they need welding because when boxes on, once the box is going to be sat here, you're not going to be able to get around these to weld it. So the plan is now, we need to get some hangers on this mid pipe because there's no hangers on here anywhere, but there's one there. Look, we need to get a hanger on there. There's another one up there somewhere. Hopefully you can see it. It's pretty dark. There, we need to get both of them hangers on. That'll hold the mid pipe weight. Then I need to get these tacked on. Then I need to get these tacked on in the correct position, take it off the back section, weld around these, and then finally we can start offering up the silencer. There's my dog having a wash. He's having a good old wash. Other one's down there, guarding door. Right, Nathan, come on then, let's get these tacked on now. Let's get welder over here. Let's get these tacked in position. Right, there's my template. Let's make it in metal. Right, I'm going to put mine on, look. Goggles. Safety specs. Right, over to the bender. And I don't mean Connor. Right, so I've just trimmed that excess off and we are pretty damn good. Come and have a look. Get you in the right position and you can see. Beautiful. Right, that one's done. Colin's just about got the other one done. I'll do the other side of that. All exhaust then now sat under its own weight. Hangers on there, look, strengthened up on back as well because there's going to be a lot of weight on this back section. So they need to be strong. That one's done. And that one. So everything's all sat under its own weight. So the next step now is we need to get this silencer in position there. We're going to have to do a little bit of tube notching, aren't we? Let's get that done now. Yeah, but it's going to go in there 10 mil, but 10 mils, no, is it really? It's going to have to be notched like, it's to come that way a bit. It's still going to have to be notched a little bit offset. So here's what we've got to do. We've got to notch them onto that tube, but as you can see, they're not on a flat section, they're sort of like on the curve of a 45, so won't be that easy. It's going to be a little bit tricky. Have we ever failed yet? We'll get it. You can see there, look what needs to happen. Right, as usual, we're going full on wing it. I'm not using any special tools. I'm just going to mark it roughly. I'm just going to wing it. The bends on the car are actually 45 degree. Now this is a 75 degree, so we wrote on it. So I'm going to use this as like my template type thing. Doesn't really matter, it's the same sort of thing. So it's sat almost like that on car. It's sort of, the straight bit's there and then it starts curving up into radius of your bend. Well, the bend on ours is similar type thing. It's sat almost like that. So we're going to use that as a template and we're going to try and make it work on that, and then we're going to go and try it on the actual bit on car. Let me get my safety specs. As usual guys, full on wing it mode. We're not doing no special jobbers, I'm just going straight at it. Right, that side is higher on purpose. Now let's do a little bit of linear work, see if we can get it something like. Right, so you can see there, if we're going to a straight piece, we're 85% there. That would literally take me 20 more seconds to get it right, but because we need to go up the tube like that, I need to take quite a little bit more out of this side. So that's what I'm going to do.
It's a piece of pipe.
Right, as you can see at that, we are, I'd say, 90% there. Now I do need to just go and try it on car, but I'd say we are almost there at that. Let's go and try that on car and see. Alright, I've gone a bit too much, you thought, but I might be able to pull it out of there like that to make it, oh yeah, oh yeah. We're close. We are very close at that. So I kind of need to do other side now, because other side at box is sort of making that sit a bit wonky like that in it. But that, let's get other side something like, and then we might have to just give him a little bit of a fettle, just a finishing fettle. We're very, very close at that. Right, exact same on other side. Yeah, well, we've got to get that right now, haven't we? So, got to get it all bang level. We're almost perfect on notches, really. Box looks like it's close left to right. Maybe it wants to go left a bit. What do you think? That's it. Looking at welds, that's close at that, you know. Yeah, I can twist it. That's just moved it.
Left side disappears before the right side.
That's gone more.
That's very close.
We need to mark them there then. I'm happy with notches at that. That's not perfect, but it's close, very close. Let's give you a quick look then. I'll show you this side because it's slightly better first. There you go, look, you can see the notch to the tube. Almost perfect, look. Did pretty well with that. We need to take that off cut hole in this side. We've got a little gap if you can just make it out. Not to worry. We'll see what it looks like when I've cut the hole. Right, starting to look like a valved exhaust, isn't it? Let's get box off, get them holes cut, then we can get them welded on. Time to drill some holes in my masterpiece. Drill them holes in, bevel them out a little bit, and then Yeah, we're getting close now. We're getting very close. Let's drill some holes. All ready to tack up for final time now on the box. Let's do it. And Connor's on the welder. I've just got everything straight. Go for it, Connor. Everything looks lovely, jubbly at that. The final leg. We've got to take that off again now, run them final welds. We are after going to put some plates or some strengtheners on these as well, because this is obviously all just dangling on these welds here at the moment. We don't want that. We are going to put some sort of strengtheners. I might even come across top of this bar and onto anger itself. Don't know yet, I haven't thought about that. But if that does not give you a chub on, then we cannot be friends. That is an absolute art piece. Well boys, here comes the exciting part. Let's get these wires plugged in boot for the valves. That's going to take me 2 minutes. There's a cigarette lighter in boot, so we're going to take power from that. Let's get them plugged in and let's see what it sounds like. He's just came for it a minute ago. He just turned up back for it and I was like, whoa, you're well ill. He says, we're not even finished it yet. I was like, go away, sent him on his way. We're going to try and get a customer reaction out of this one. We'll see how we get on in a bit when he comes back. We'll try and get a customer reaction out of him because, well, if it sounds any good anyway, if it sounds gash, then we'll not bother. But if it sounds good and we think he's going to be happy with it, we'll try and get a reaction out of him. Showtime. Let's have a listen, see what it sounds like. Now, I've wired the valves different on this one. So it's going to start up and it's going to be like, in fact, it's not, because I'm going to shut them. So we're going to hear it in quiet mode first. But yeah, this is, I've set them so they're all open normally. Do we moving it back a bit? Let's just move it back. Leave it there so I can get door open. Right, so that is cold start with valves closed. Nice and quiet, it's not going to annoy knackers out your neighbours. If you open them though, I bet it would do. A lot louder. So quite a difference at idle. Right, we're going to let it have a little warm up, then we're going to get some proper revs. Right, this is quiet mode then. Like, to me that sounds like what it sounded like before with valves open, doesn't it? Can you hear exhaust at back?
Exactly the same.
It sounds exactly the same now with valves shut as what it used to with valves open. Then. Let's see then. Difference there, isn't there? Considerable difference.
That is exactly how it should have sounded before with valves open.
Big difference, man. He's going to have a chub on when he comes and hears that in a bit, because we obviously explained to him that we weren't sure how much of a difference it were going to make with GPFs in. That is a considerable difference compared to what it were. It's even got a little bit of like a little burbly crack to it now. Well, there's only one final piece to this puzzle, isn't there? Let's get cameras in car. Let's go for a rip down street. Also, I've never had a go in an RS3 8 wide, so first for me, pretty excited on that, and I'm excited to hear what it sounds like as well. Let's go. Oof, heads up display is sick on this one.
I'm gonna say I can see something, but it's
Got GPF light on, that's never a good start, is it? Need a regen. Still got cellophane on clocks. Either that or he has still got cellophane on clocks, still got protective film on clocks. Right, we're just waiting for this Jaguar to reverse out of his way. What's got a
seriously?
Well, I'd say flat tyre, but more like no tyre. They've literally drove it to a point where there is no tyre on it. They're just driving on rim at the moment. As soon as they've backed out of his way, we are good to go for a send. So at the moment, we are in valve closed mode. So we'll just see. Like I say, I think now what it sounds like is what it did with valves open. So we didn't drive it, so unsure on that, but it's definitely louder. We've just got tons of intake noise at the minute. Sounds like a Corsa B with a K&N on it. Sounds like a Corsa 1.6 Sport with a K&N on it. That's what intake sounds like.
2.5? 2.5?
Yeah, they're 2.5, aren't they? Well, can't even hear exhaust over that intake noise.
Is that where valves are closed?
Valve closed at that, yeah. For those of you that are around my age, in your 30s, you'll remember 1.6 Corsa Sport. It's exactly what it sounds like. Intake sounds like a 1.6 Corsa. I'm not sure if it's got that. No, these have them stupid speakers behind the dash. Know what? Make it sound more grunty. It might have got one of them. It does sound a bit. Don't you think? You think it sounds a bit fake?
It sounds a bit deep, doesn't it?
Sounds a bit fake, doesn't it? Like it's
like a bit Fast and Furious.
Probably has got one of them speakers behind the dash. Fortunately, that's where we're at in today's world, where they put all these things in car exhausts. 2.5 5-cylinder should not need a speaker behind the dashboard. I mean, I'm not saying it has, but it sounds like it. Wonder what they are power stock on these.
Have a look now. 394.
Yeah, it's a 400 horsepower stock. She should be a flyer.
It's a 4-sprung, whatever that is. RS3 4-sprung TSI Quattro.
400 horsepower stock should rip, and I'm guessing it's still stock. Unsure on that. Great. We're happy with valves closed. It's lovely and quiet. You can't hear nothing. So let's
0 to 2.8 seconds.
Let's flick valves open and see what it's about. Oh, night and day difference, isn't it? Yes, perfect. He is going to be. He's going to be wet through. He's going to have a chub on when he hears that in here, because I'm guessing he's not really heard exhaust until now. He's going to be very happy. So it's definitely more boomy. I can tell you that straight away. Pulling off, it's a little bit more boomy. We'll see in a second. Slightly concerning that GPF light is flashing at myself. I'm guessing it must have been on before, or it's ready for a regen. I don't know. It's going to get a regen in a sec. So it's quite boomy, isn't it?
Yeah, but
I don't think it'll be drony, but it is quite grunty. It's quite there. But that's where the valve comes in. You can turn it off. Get it in manual. Oh, see, back end squirming then. Get out of my way, you penis. Really?
I know, what?
We've got all this horsepower. I want to gallop, and somebody sat in my way doing 10 mile an hour on bypass. Finally. Oh, what happened then? I don't know what happened then. Woo. What a motor, folks. What a motor.
I think it started wheel spinning.
I don't know what happened, yeah, it felt like it. It's a bit wet on roads. It's a little bit wet. When we come off roundabout, it got a bit squirmy. Its back end started kicking out a little bit. It definitely feels like it's got more power to back than it does front. Got a bit squirmy. Fun car, I like it. Exhaust, what's he going to think to that exhaust? He's going to like it. He's going to like it. What I'll say is, it does not get better than that with GPF still in place. If you want to keep your car, this is perfectly legal, may I add. This exhaust is completely legal. None of the emissions devices have been tampered with. Everything's absolutely fine. It will pass an MOT legit. Warranty, if he had any, will be void, obviously. But in terms of legality wise, it's completely legal. So it does not get better than that, folks. With the GPF in place, you ain't getting a better exhaust than that. I'm telling you. You are not getting a better sound than that. So you've kind of like got both. You've got straight pipe, got valve. You've got quiet, you've got both with valves. So it's a bit snappy and small, isn't she? So we have window down for this end. Oh. Did you hear that? Yeah. Sick. Right, I wish I weren't poor so I could have one of these because I like this. But this is well out of my pay grade, I tell you that. I dread to think how much these cost. Oh, it sounds so nice, that. Right. I tell you, back end is squirmy on this. Absolute rocket shit. It's stock, that is a rate car for stock, innit? Yeah. What a car. I have no other words. Perfect. It does. It sounds incredible. Right, let's get it in top gear. Manual 7, 70 mile an hour, valve open. No, we could comfortably have a conversation at that. There is no drone whatsoever. Absolutely lovely. So technically, if you didn't want to spend money on a valve, you could just do a straight pipe. Just, it doesn't drone at motorway speeds, but just bear in mind it's quite boomy when you're driving normally. Tell you what though, rate like this.
I wouldn't even have a valve in it if I had one. I wouldn't.
Yeah, but it's nice to just be able to, if you're going out with missus and kids, and you're sick of hearing kids screaming, it's nice to just be able to have exhaust quiet at least. Listen to them burbles. Oh. Up there were one of my favourite cars we've had on, definitely. I'm not going to say my favourite car, we've had some awesome cars, but this is in top. In fact, we ought to get that. We ought to do officially gas style. Yeah. They have leaderboard for who's fastest. We ought to be like which one we like best. This is definitely top 10. This is one of my top 10 favourite cars we've had in. I rate like it.
My favourite's still that edition 35.
Reckon? What? But Rolls Royce? Rolls Royce is top at leaderboard for me. There is no better car as of yet. Audi R8 were good, liked that. Rolls Royce was sick, like that. This is sick. We've got Semis Golf R, that's sick. Black S3 was sick. We've had some mint cars in, don't get me wrong, we've had some nice cars. Apologies if I forgot any other ones, what are sick. But yeah, we ought to have a leaderboard because that would be quite funny actually. What do you reckon, guys? Let me know in comments. Should we have a No Fabs leaderboard of which car we like best? This is up there.
Should I go off overall rating as well? So noise, looks, speed, and then
add it all up.
Add it all up, divide it by 3, innit? And then that's how you get you.
Let us know. Do we need a leaderboard? Let us know in the comments what you think. But I tell you what, if you've not been in one of these yet, I mean, I've drove the old ones. I've drove 8V, I've drove 8P, I've drove every RS3 there is. I've never drove this one yet. This is a monster, mate. Rate car, rate like it. And I'm telling you, back end has got more power than front. When we were getting it some stick round them corners then, back end of this we're wanting to squirm out. Like, it feels like they've definitely changed something on power delivery. And I don't know if it's because I've got it in sport or what, I'm not sure, but it doesn't feel sketchy. It feels planted, but it feels a bit fun, you know what I mean? Quattros, we always say it, don't we? Yeah. We always say Golf R's are boring because they're just like, they're just, nothing happens, there's no drama. Then you get in that edition 35 and it's wanting to wheel spin 3rd and 4th gear. Adds a bit of excitement to drive, doesn't it? This, I feel like it's got excitement even though it's a Quattro. Don't know how, but it has. Hold your foot on brake. Yeah. Oh my god! My eyeballs nearly came out. Oh my god!
Tunnel vision, mate. Yeah.
Jesus Christ! It launches like a beast, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Holy shit! I feel like we need more space. My eyeballs went deeper in my head. What a beast! Guys, I tell you what. This car is absolutely phenomenal. Is it better than an 8V? Absolutely yes, 100%. It is better than an 8V, hands down. I can't get over how savage it is. The launch control on this it's brutal, mate. It is savage. It honestly makes my eyeballs go further in my head. What a car, folks. If you've got an 8V and you're thinking of upgrading to an 8Y, go and drive one, I swear down. Go and drive one. Absolute different beast, mate. I mean, 8Vs are sick, but this is just something else. Absolutely love it. Well boys, that's it. That's the end of this video. I apologise that we didn't really get all that much detail crammed into this one, but that launch control and that sound has made up for it, surely. If that's not worth a like and a subscribe, don't know what is. Peace out boys. We're going to see you in the next video.